I'd like to declare this special meeting of the City of Port Phillip or Port Phillip City Council open, and I welcome our councillors, officers and members of the community watching tonight's proceedings here at the St Kilda Town Hall and via online webcast. The City of Port Phillip respectfully acknowledges the traditional owners of this land, the people of the Kulin Nations. We pay our respects to their elders past and present. We acknowledge and uphold their continuing relationship to this land. This meeting is being conducted in a hybrid style and is streamed via Council's webcast page and Facebook Live. Streams and recording of Council meetings are copyrighted and cannot be altered, reproduced or republished without the permission of Council. If we experience any technical difficulties this evening, we'll adjourn the meeting for a short time to resolve the issue. I remind attendees that this is a special meeting of Council. Members of the public will not be able to address the meeting. However, I invite you to stay after the meeting and enjoy some light refreshments. I also remind all councillors to extend due courtesy and respect to Council and the processes under which it operates, including taking direction from me tonight as the Chair for the first part of the meeting. Councillors must remain respectful and statements must not be defamatory, offensive or objectionable, aimed at embarrassing a council or a member of the council staff or relate to a matter outside the powers of the council. Hopefully those things are not relevant tonight. Councillors, we have not received any requests to attend by electronic means. Councillors, I don't believe we have any apologies for tonight's meeting. I now invite Councillor Heather Consolo to address the meeting as Outgoing Mayor.
Thank you. It's been quite a year when I think back. Very much a blur, but an incredible opportunity I was very fortunate to have. I thank my fellow councillors for the hard work you put in over this year and the support you gave me along the way. In this time, we said farewell to Kat Copsey and welcomed Robbie Nyagui. We have made some tough decisions, but we've also had fun along the way too. 3 years down and 1 to go. I do enjoy working with each and every one of you. Our role is to represent the community, and it is important to keep the community at the forefront of all of our strategic decision making. I know there have been challenges this year, such as the resident named Bin Gate, for which I featured on far too many radio programs. But I acknowledge we still have to regain and keep that community satisfaction in that area. I'd also like to express my gratitude for the time that residents, visitors, and businesses have taken to engage with us over the year. It's very important to have that part of the puzzle. An immense amount of work goes on in this building, but also out in our libraries, childcare centres, maternal child health, community bus drivers, beach and gardens. I won't name them all, but want to highlight how many people in various roles serve our community. And I sincerely appreciate the staff at the City of Port Phillip. Now, there's always a risk when you start naming people individually that you'll leave somebody out, but there's a few I'd like to recognize. First, Chris Carroll. It's not long until we'll reach that full year of you as CEO, and it was definitely a big first task as mayor, having to chair the CEO Matters Committee. But I personally couldn't be happier with the result, and it's been an incredible year, and I appreciate all your time you've given me. Now, when people hear that I have 3 kids and architecture work and being mayor, they say, "You must be so organized." No, I'm not. I'm just very comfortable with chaos, it seems. But I also have Carly. And Carly is the organized one and very lovely to be around. I'd also like to thank Mary and Marissa. There's many times that you've supported all of us, but particularly me as well this year, and I'm very appreciative. The media team, there's a lot of daily calls with Sandra and Jed and things that you write for me that make me shine in the role, and I appreciate the notes, and some's last minute, but you pulled it together, and I really appreciate that support. Governance, our cool folder that you put together for me every week, and the pre-brief, it helps me come and do the role, which is being the face and the spokesperson for the City of Port Phillip. It's just a role that I do. It's not me, in a way. I am the person in the role, and it's hard to separate the two. You come into it, people have a lot of expectations of you, and I know that I just have to do my best and show up because the City of Port Phillip really matters to me. But it's the councillors, the community, and the staff all together. We play a part, and I've been very proud to be the mayor of the city of Port Phillip. I'd also like to thank the Deputy Mayor, Andrew Bond. It has been an incredible year together. I really appreciate your support. I know I keep saying that, but that's a lot about this role, that people have helped contribute to it immensely. I rang you often asking your advice, and you were always there answering your phone and, telling me how you think it should go, but giving me the option to do what I wanted in it too. And attending events, you were always ready and willing, even if it was tomorrow, and I forgot to maybe tell you. So I appreciate there were a few that slipped through. You were able and ready to show up, so very much appreciate that. In my personal life, I'm really lucky to have so much love and support from my family as well. It's very hard work to have 3 children and a marriage in general, but I know that that's a big part of who I am and how I represent the city as well. So my 3 kids are here today. Unfortunately, my husband is overseas on a work trip, but I know it's been very special as a family, and I know I've been out a lot more this year. And though I think my daughter said to me, "It's really cool that you're mayor to like the outside world, but inside it's pretty hard." And that summarizes the experience. I'd also like to thank the TV show Paw Patrol, because for everybody under the age of 12, the mayor is like the biggest deal. I don't know why, but it is. I know there's mayors in the show. So a bit of a celebrity walking around school. I don't think they have any idea what I actually do. But, funny one. It's a show about dogs that save the world. One city. A lot has gone on this year. We've gone through consultation and final designs for many projects. So a lot in the pipeline. And some of the projects we finished out this year, I'm going to leave them in my notes, but the M.O. Moran Dog Park we opened. I think I opened it the day after I became mayor last year. The Bothwell Street BioLink and the Ludwig Stamer Reserve Play Space upgrade, to name a few. Don't want to waffle on too long. I'd like to thank my in-laws today that have also come down with the kids to bring them to this. But throughout the year, they're the only way I can really do this role. I appreciate that I also have great babysitters. Without them, I wouldn't be coming to many things, I can tell you that, because it's hard with young kids. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm sorry, I didn't fully write the speech, but thank you very much for the opportunity. It's been an absolute honor, so appreciate it.
Thank you, Councillor Consolo. And on behalf of the city, we have a gift to acknowledge your service to the city of Port Phillip.
Oh, thank you.
I now invite Councillor Andrew Bond to address the meeting as outgoing Deputy Mayor.
I won't say too much, and I have nothing prepared, which you'll all be glad to hear. Just like to thank everyone who's been a part of the role this year. It's been great fun, great enjoyment. Thank Heather, you've been great to work with. Or Councillor Consolo, you've been great to work with. I thank everyone else who's been supportive, the CEO, and those, especially during those couple of little stints as acting mayor. It was good to have a go at that and see what happens. But thank you all.
Thank you, Councillor Bond, and on behalf of the city, we have a gift to acknowledge your service to the city of Port Phillip. Please bear with me while we go through this next section, which does feel a little bit redundant. But under section 26(3) of the Local Government Act 2020, it states that before a mayor is elected, the council must determine by resolution whether the mayor is to be elected for a 1 year or a 2 year term, and we have to do that even though we only have less than 1 year left of this current council. Well, you could go for 2, but I'm not sure it would stand up. As there is only 1 year left in the current term of council, I seek a councillor to move the following motion: that council determines the mayor be elected to serve a 1 year term. Thank you, Councillor Baxter. Do I have a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Martin. Councillor Baxter, would you like to speak to the motion? Councillor Martin, would you like to speak to the motion? Is there any other councillor who wants to speak for or against this motion? Councillor Baxter, would you like to speak and close the debate? I will now put the motion. All those in favour? Unanimous. That's carried. Thank you. Thank you, councillors. As the term of the office for the Mayor and Deputy Mayor has been confirmed, I will now conduct the election for the office of the Mayor. The election of the Mayor is conducted in accordance with Section 25 of the Local Government Act 2020, and the procedures are set out in Council's governance rules. For a councillor to be elected as Mayor by vote, that councillor must receive an absolute majority of votes. For the City of Port Phillip, an absolute majority is obtained with 5 votes, regardless of how many councillors are in attendance at the meeting. We have a full council here, so 5 votes it is, regardless. The first councillor to receive an absolute majority of votes will be declared elected. I now call for nominations for the position of Mayor, noting that there will be no other opportunities during this meeting to nominate a councillor, so it's now or never. Councillor Martin.
I nominate Councillor Consolo.
Councillor Consolo, do you accept the nomination?
I do, thank you.
Do I have a seconder? Councillor Clark. Do I have any further nominations? Okay, as there is only one nomination, then I declare that Councillor Consolo is elected as Mayor. Congratulations, Councillor Consolo. I now invite you to come and take this chair away from me and preside over the remainder of the proceedings. I invite you to make a ceremonial speech if you wish to do so.
Thank you very much. I also didn't write this speech, so I'm going to have to wing it a little bit. It was a privilege to have the first year, and it's a real honour to be elected again. I know the year goes quickly, and you never get to finish out what you want to, and so the opportunity to do so is fantastic as a group, and also some of the things that I highlighted last year. I'll just give some rundowns on those. I think that would be helpful and maybe give some more direction. So the first one I had nominated last year that I wanted to focus on was Station Pier. And we are now where the cruise ships are back. And we have had a little bit of traction. We've got a new toilet block, and there's construction going on at one of the development sites. And we have had meetings with ministers. We're still not sure which door is going to open first, but the idea is to keep moving through to a precinct plan. And I'm very dedicated to keep that momentum going. The other one I highlighted last year was the Green Line. Now, we have investigated a lot of the projects that would contribute to making the Green Line collectively. And that includes pedestrian crossings that we will consider into the 24-25 budget build, and looking at a feasibility study for the full Green Line. That can go out to market this calendar year, and hopefully this will amount to some projects that will build onto another area in our municipality that both is a connection point, a recreation, a nice place to be, enhancing the amenity. The other ones I'd like to focus on more that we've already started and just want to get it over the line is making sure Fisherman's Bend is going to be the place we all anticipate it to be. The framework has been set. There's been a lot going on. We're getting there to seeing how this can go out to the community and ensure it is the right. We're not the people who get to drive that, but we have had a lot of say, sometimes beating our heads against the wall this year, but I think that we've made an impact as a group. The last one I'll call out for this moment is the Fisherman's Bend Gymnastics Club. This is one that has come to us this year asking for a permanent home, whether that's us to provide or in partnership with the state government. And I think that they deserve to have that next phase to keep going and see if that's feasible. So those are some of the major focuses I have this year. Of course, that we already have many in traction. Aged care has something that is now out for community consultation and a very important service that we offer, and we want to make sure that we have the community feedback to make informed decisions next year. I appreciate what I've already said, so I'm not going to be too repetitive, this opportunity, and I welcome constructive feedback so that we can work together as a group even better across this next year to make the last year a successful one, trying to finish out as many projects as we set out to do and really enjoy this time together. So thank you very much for this opportunity. All right, we will now have the election of the Deputy Mayor. This follows the same format as the election of the Mayor. This is in accordance with Section 20A of the Local Government Act. Council may establish an office of Deputy Mayor. I seek a councillor to move a motion that Council establishes an office of the Deputy Mayor to align with the length of the mayoral term. Would anybody like to move that? Councillor Baxter? I don't have a pen. Thanks. Okay. And a seconder? Councillor Sirikoff. All right. All those in favour? That's carried unanimous. We don't even get to speak to it. All right, the election of the Deputy Mayor is conducted in accordance with Section 27 of the Local Government Act and the procedure as set out in Council's governance rules. For a councillor to be elected as Deputy Mayor by vote, the councillor must receive an absolute majority of votes, which is the number of councillors greater than half the total number of councillors of the council. For the City of Port Phillip, an absolute majority is obtained with 5 votes, regardless of how many councillors are in attendance at the meeting. The first councillor to receive an absolute majority of votes will be declared elected. I now call for nominations for the position of Deputy Mayor. Councillor Nyagri?
I'd like to nominate Councillor Crawford.
Thank you. Councillor Crawford, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do.
Do I have a seconder? Councillor Martin? Do I have any further nominations? There being no further nominations, I declare Councillor Crawford the Deputy Mayor of the City of Port Phillip. Congratulations, Councillor Crawford. I now invite you to address the gallery if you wish to do so.
Well, I was writing a little speech and I said, outgoing Deputy Mayor Andrew Bond holds the record for the shortest meeting ever held and now the shortest outgoing Deputy Mayor speech. I was going to be short and sweet, but I might be a little bit longer. In terms of this council, we have had some excellent deputies, Councillor Pearl, Councillor Baxter and Councillor Bond, so I hope to follow in your footsteps. Congrats particularly to Councillor Bond for his recent term. Really, I'm just going to say thank you for your support, councillors. I know this is never an easy few weeks, let's be honest, so this is difficult, so thank you very much. I promise to work hard to serve you and the community and most of all support the Mayor. And also my preemptive thank you goes to my darling Matt for all the times I'm going to drag you to a council event next year and for your future patience as I take on this role. Thank you.
Thank you. There being no further business, I declare the meeting closed. We have food and drink out in the foyer, so you're please welcome to join us.